It's the 5 most fascinating people in Swift Current. Proudly supported by the Swift Current Mall, the Centre at 1 and 4, the City of Swift Current, where life makes sense, the Living Sky Casino, Live It Up, the Prairie Post, Prairie Life, Prairie People, and by Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you.
For Prairie Post, this program is important because it brings forward the fascinating stories of local people who have taken challenges and passions from their lives and turned them into positive contributions for our community.
In today's Spotlight, Lynda Richards, a successful entrepreneur and advocate for literacy in our province. Breaking the cycle of poverty, abuse, and illiteracy is the story of Lynda Richards. A successful entrepreneur in Swift Current and an advocate for literacy in Saskatchewan, Lynda Richards is a role model for all citizens. Lynda Richards grew up in rural Nova Scotia and faced a number of challenges and life-altering experiences before finding her way to Swift Current and her role as owner of Lyndas Catering. Watching Lynda in action today, running the cafeteria at the Swift Current Comprehensive High School, managing staff, and looking after a sea of paperwork, you would never know that Lynda was once classified as illiterate. Having quit school at an early age, Lynda could only read at a grade 7 level. And with no positive support at home, the likelihood of her overcoming her learning disability and achieving success looked grim for a number of years.
School was not a good place for me. I was made fun of. I lived on a farm and no mom. My mom died when I think I was around 4, my second mom. And my brother and I, we looked after the barn and whatnot, and we went to school and we didn't smell good. And a lot of times we didn't have food to eat. My dad was very abusive in whatever way you can imagine. And when Richard died, I decided that I didn't want to be there anymore, and I left.
On her own at the age of 16, Lynda found comfort in alcohol and hid behind her addiction with no sights set on furthering her education. Then, having married, losing 2 children in infancy, and a 3rd daughter now growing up, Lynda hit rock bottom when she suffered a nervous breakdown and wanted to take her own life. Through the assuring words of a hospital nurse, Lynda realized she had to make a change in her life for herself and her daughter.
When I was in Calder, they told me that the power within me is greater than the problem ahead of me. And I just have to take it one step at a time. So, no, for many, many years, I did not want to be alive. And today, I am so grateful that I am alive.
Once free and clear of her addiction, Lynda made the choice to learn to read and attended several courses at the local community college to upgrade her skills and eventually receive her GED. And the path to this success was not easy for herself or for her daughter.
Before, I used to open a storybook and I would look at the pages and I'd make up the story. And then my daughter got old enough that she knew the words that were in the book, so then she would say, "Mommy, that isn't what it's saying, you're stupid." And so then I quit reading. I quit reading to her at that point.
During those early days, Lynda seeks solace in her Reading from Scratch support group. And after achieving her GED, moved to Prince Albert, where she studied and received her certificate in the Chemical Dependency Workers Program from SciAst. A day Lynda says she'll never forget.
Right now I've got goose pimples. It was very exciting. It was. I never in my life dreamed that I could do something like that. And even if I never, work behind a desk in chemical dependency, it has changed my life so much. It's not funny. It has helped me with my literacy stuff. It's helped me, talk with my children. It's a great program.
Shortly after graduation from Prince Albert, Lynda found her way back to Swift Current, and in the role she's enjoyed now for the past 10 years. Now running the school cafeteria on a daily basis through her own company called Lyndas Catering, she also keeps busy with an ice cream parlor in Gull Lake, and also manages to find the time to offer advice to anyone needing a comforting ear.
I've had kids come into and say, "Lynda, can I talk to you?" And there's no papers that need to be filled out. There's no nothing. It's just a friend across the table speaking with them, sharing a story and maybe helping them to try find some strength within themselves to keep on going and do something about their addiction.
In her spare time, Lynda sits on a number of provincial boards surrounding literacy in the province. And for her efforts in bringing the issue of literacy to the forefront of the public eye, she's received a number of awards, including one from the 2005 Saskatchewan Council of Federation for her outstanding achievements in literacy. An award which she received in person from then Premier Lorne Calvert. She's since traveled to Ottawa with a number of provincial delegates to discuss the issue of literacy and the need for more government funding. And as Lynda looks back on her many successes from the early days of growing up in Nova Scotia, she's often taken aback at what she's truly achieved.
All I wanted was a better life. I just wanted to be able to, I wanted my daughter to be proud of me, and I wanted to be able to read to my grandchildren. And those are the things that I wanted most. The rest, working with literacy and adult learners and working in the school is just the gravy that goes with it. It's great.
Lynda Richards, one of the 5 most fascinating people in Swift Current.